How's everyone doing? So I got an awesome video for you guys today. Let's turn this volume down a little bit. So this is a race I did a couple months back in, was it July? No, I think it was early June. Yeah, I believe it's early June. This race was in Wisconsin. It's one of the biggest bike races. Actually, it is the largest amateur bike race in the country. It's called Tour of America's Dairyland. Definitely not a vegan name, and they have a bunch of like milk products and shit you can have, but obviously I don't have that because it's not good for you, and it's cruel and stupid and pointless. But anyways, so I just want to talk about how to avoid crashing, especially when you have such a big pack like this and everyone's fighting for position all the time. Everyone's super strong and everyone in this field has a chance to win this race. So it was a really competitive field, and I believe that we started with like 100 plus dudes. I think it was like 120 or something. It was just crazy numbers, and it's just a massive field. So, and not to mention, I mean, the course wasn't too bad. There was like, this was the worst turn where it was like greater than 90 degrees, and then you just have to sprint out of here. So, I'd say the main way to avoid crashing is just making sure you do not overlap wheels. It's really hard to do, especially when you are, um, yeah, and as you see, huge crash, and somehow I was able to avoid that. But what was that? What I was saying is you need to not overlap wheels. It's really hard to do because you are, you know, on the limit. You're pushing yourself really hard, and you just want that extra little bit. See how that guy in the corner there, he overlapped the wheels a little bit. But yeah, so we're coming out of this, and it was crazy crash because it was in the middle of a straightaway. But as you see, people are just fighting for position, and crazy things happen. So I think someone clipped someone somewhere, and everyone just starts to go down. You can see this guy; he's just skidding, trying to avoid it, but he's actually going right into where it is. And honestly, sometimes it's just pure luck that you don't go down. If people go down in front of you and you're going 35 miles an hour like we were on the straightaway, there's not really any option of where to go. So let me turn the volume up so you guys can hear this because it was just screeching brakes, screeching tires. So you definitely have to be always looking ahead. If you see this coming, you need to just be on your brakes and make sure all right, the guys are falling here, so I need to go this way. And I was in one of the best situations because I was a little farther back so I could see the whole field. And I saw there was guys crashing over here or I guess over here for you guys, over that way, crashing into the barriers, and then I saw the pack in the middle, and I was able to just, slow down just enough to get around them and keep going. So you can see just the massive pile of carbon and broken bikes, broken spokes. So let's watch that. Let's watch that from a little further back. So this is on the back stretch. It's a four corner crit, and the average speed was like 26, 27 miles an hour. This is a category 2-3 race. So these are your guys that are almost at the pro level. And a lot of these guys actually did the pro race, which was later in the day after. So, I mean, these guys are just super strong and willing to take risks to actually win the race. And as you see, it actually didn't pay off. So watch this guy on the left. See how he overlaps wheels? If you're going into a turn like that, you know the guy's hopefully not going to shoot out to your left. So that's not a super risky spot, but everyone's trying to fight for position here because it's one of the best spots to move up and get that draft, even though we're going 35 miles an hour. So I don't really know exactly what happened, but just that was crazy, and I was so happy I was able to avoid that. And they actually stopped the race because so many guys went down that you can see at the next lap. Let's see. We'll fast forward it a little bit for you guys. So now we don't know that they're going to stop the race. So we're still hammering it, trying to make up that gap from where that crash created. And turns out they, just doing a new start just to make it fair for everyone. Yeah, you can see how many guys are there getting wheels, fixing their flats. I mean, there's at least 20 to 30 guys went down. So really, the tips are don't overlap wheels. Make sure you stay in the draft. Don't overlap wheels, as I said, and try to not take as many risks. And sometimes you just have to always be looking forward. That's another tip. And just sometimes you just got to get lucky, especially when you have fields this big. And I mean, it's hard not to crash if someone goes down in front of you. It really is. And that's just part of bike racing. But with the tips I gave you, you can make sure you are, as prepared as you can be. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, leave it down below and I will get back to you. Thanks for watching.